Welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. Today we're diving into a transformative topic, thinking in English. Julia, why is this approach such a game changer for language learners?
Thinking in English bridges the gap between your thoughts and words. When you translate in your head, you slow down and risk losing meaning, but direct thinking leads to faster, more natural communication.
That's a compelling point. It's almost as if your mind is being immersed in an English-speaking environment, even if you're not physically there.
Exactly. This mental immersion helps you absorb vocabulary and grammar organically, similar to how children pick up their first language by constant exposure and usage.
Let's build on that. How does thinking in English specifically improve fluency and accuracy in speaking?
When you think in English, you practice forming sentences in real time. Over time, this strengthens your ability to speak correctly and confidently without second-guessing your grammar or word choice.
And it reduces hesitation. For example, if you're ordering food, you won't stumble or pause to translate. The words just flow out.
Right. It's like training a muscle. The more you practice, the more automatic and effortless your speech becomes, making daily interactions smoother.
Apart from fluency, are there psychological benefits to thinking in English?
Absolutely. It builds confidence because you're not constantly worried about mistakes. Plus, it reduces mental fatigue since you eliminate the extra step of translation, making conversations less tiring.
So, it's almost like freeing up your cognitive bandwidth for creativity and better expression.
Exactly. And the more confident you feel, the more likely you are to participate actively in conversations, which accelerates your learning even further.
But changing thought patterns isn't always easy. What makes switching from native language thinking to English so challenging for most learners?
Habit is a big factor. Most of us have spent years thinking in our native language, so switching to English feels awkward like writing with your non-dominant hand at first.
That analogy makes it clear. It's not just about effort, but about retraining neural pathways over time.
Exactly. The good news is, with consistent practice, your brain adapts, and English thinking gradually becomes more natural.
Another common roadblock is vocabulary. What strategies can learners use if they feel stuck or lack words when thinking in English?
Start with what you know, even if sentences are simple. When you hit a gap, treat it as a learning opportunity. Look up the word, use a dictionary app, and practice using it in different contexts.
So, every unknown word becomes a small lesson rather than a setback.
Exactly. Over time, these micro-lessons add up, expanding your active vocabulary and boosting your confidence to think and speak more freely.
Let's talk about confidence. Many learners hesitate to think in English because they fear making mistakes, even in their own minds. How can they push past this barrier?
Mistakes are part of the process. Think of them as stepping stones. Research shows that learners who embrace mistakes make faster progress because they're less inhibited and more willing to experiment.
So, it's about progress, not perfection. Even native speakers make mistakes, so learners shouldn't let fear stop them.
Absolutely. Celebrate small wins and remember that making mistakes is a sign you're challenging yourself and growing.
Let's shift to practical tips. What are some starter techniques to begin thinking in English throughout the day?
A simple method is labeling. Look at objects around you and name them in English. This is a table. That's a window. To level up, describe them. This is a tall green plant in a white pot.
That's a great way to turn your environment into a living classroom. It's almost like narrating your own life in English.
Exactly. The more you practice, the more fluent your inner monologue becomes, and soon you'll find yourself thinking in English without effort.
How about talking to yourself? Can self-talk and narration really make a difference in building English thinking skills?
Definitely. Narrate your actions. I'm making tea. I need to finish this email. Or ask yourself questions. What will I do next? And answer in English. It's like rehearsing for real-life conversations.
And that internal rehearsal reduces stress in actual conversations, right?
Absolutely. It builds familiarity with common phrases and structures, making you more prepared and less anxious in everyday situations.
Let's explore technology. How can learners use digital tools to support thinking in English?
Language apps, online dictionaries, and even voice-to-text features can be invaluable. For example, you might jot down thoughts in your phone's Notes app or record yourself speaking to track your progress.
And what about passive input, like watching movies or listening to podcasts?
Immersing yourself in English media exposes you to natural phrasing and pronunciation, which gradually influences your inner thoughts and helps you internalize the language.
How important is consistency when adopting these strategies, and how can learners make thinking in English a daily habit?
Consistency is key. Start small, dedicate 5 minutes a day to English-only thinking, then gradually increase. Set reminders, tie it to daily routines like breakfast or commuting, and track your progress.
So it's about making English a natural part of your routine, not a chore to check off.
Exactly. The more consistent you are, the quicker your brain adapts, turning English thinking from a conscious effort into a seamless habit.
Let's bring these ideas to life with a quick role play. Julia, I'll ask you about your plans for tomorrow. Answer in English as if you're thinking out loud.
Sure. Tomorrow, I'll wake up at 7 a.m., have breakfast, and then go to the gym. In the afternoon, I'll work on my project, and in the evening, maybe watch a comedy or read a book.
That's a great example. Now, ask me about my weekend plans so listeners can hear how to keep the conversation going.
Jason, what are your plans for the weekend?
I'm planning to go hiking with friends. We'll leave early, hike in the mountains, have lunch at a cafe, and relax at home in the evening. It's my way of recharging. As we wrap up, Julia, why is it important for our listeners to share their experiences and challenges with us?
Learning is a two-way street. When listeners share their progress or struggles, it builds a supportive community and allows us to tailor future episodes to their real needs.
So here's a challenge for everyone. Pick one tip from today's show, try it out, and let us know how it went in the comments.
Don't worry if it feels awkward at first. Practice and consistency lead to progress, and we're here to support you every step of the way.
Thanks for joining us. Remember, thinking in English is a journey. Start small, stay consistent, and have fun. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.